Now, South Africa will be reflecting on a moment that rocked that nation. Now, tomorrow will mark 7 years since the death of President Nelson Mandela. Tata Madiba started the long walk to freedom. But these are difficult times. And you have to wonder, have we lost our way? Well, let's head to our AR studio. Reporter Michael Marillier joining us now. Mike, good morning. We are in the grips, of course, of a deep recession. At the same time, we need to deal with inequality that seemingly is growing. What are you seeing in the data?
That's totally right, Bredan. You know, as we mark this anniversary tomorrow of Nelson Mandela's death, a lot of questions about whether we are in fact building on his legacy. President Cyril Ramaphosa said that we need to rebuild our economy and we also need to put transformation front and center. And this COVID crisis gives us an opportunity to do exactly that. But it doesn't always happen as quickly as it should. And we decided to take a look at the first 10 years after Nelson Mandela left office, just to give us a sense of where our priorities have been as a country when it comes to transformation. So let's focus on that, Bredan. What you're looking at here is the average household income for black South Africans, first of all in 2001 and then in 2011. So a 10-year gap. In 2001, the average income around about 22,500 rand. It shot up in 2011 to just over 60,000 rand. So that translated to an increase of about 170% over that 10-year period. Of course, the base was very low, but some progress was made. At the same time, we are talking, of course, about inequality. So what I'm going to do now, Bredan, is just compare the average black household income with the average white household income. And what you see really there is that even in 2011, the average white household was earning 6 times as much as the average black household. Just take a look at those numbers and you get a sense of the disparities in terms of race. So some progress was made, but certainly we've been struggling to bridge that gap, dealing with inequality in a decisive way. And you also see that when you look at expenditure or spending. So these figures are in fact from 2015, so not so long ago. We're looking at the average expenditure of black households compared to whites. The difference, well, white expenditure is almost 7 times higher than the average household, the average black household in South Africa. We're talking about 18,000 to compared to 130,000. So those differences remain extremely stark. Of course, we are seeing the emergence of a black elite and a black middle class, which is extremely important to South Africa and to its economy. We're seeing people like this graduating from our universities and going on to create thriving businesses. But again, that black middle class is simply not big enough. So the question is, how do we promote transformation at a time like this when the economy is not growing? Madiba said that education is the most powerful weapon when it comes to that, Bredan. And so I'm going to suggest to you that we really need to pump as much money as we can into empowering people like her, young black women, young black girls who are now in school. We need to try and invest in them and try to achieve transformation in that way. And to some extent, we have been doing it, Bredan. Let's take a look at these numbers very quickly. So in terms of no-fee schools, in other words, schools where you don't have to pay for the education, in 2018, Bredan, 67% of South Africans were able to attend no-fee schools. That's compared to 2006, where just 3% were able to attend those particular schools. So we've ramped up the numbers quite considerably. I'm going to suggest, though, Bredan, we're going to have to do that at an even bigger scale if we try to deal with the effects of COVID and the recession that we are facing at the moment. We really need to invest in our young people, and we need to do it quickly. Bredan?
Thank you very much, Michael Marillier.